The first thing you have to understand about approaching is it's not only what you say, it's how you say it, right? If you are coming across with good body language and seeming warm or, soft facial expressions like a smile, and you are standing tall, then most of what you say is going to land well. And at that point, you're just seeing if they're compatible or not. Like, unless you say something completely off the walls or crazy, it's more so about how you present yourself. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to connect with people and everybody wants to find someone. And so if a woman that you approach is available and she finds you attractive in that moment with a combination of your presence and your energy and obviously your physical looks or your style, doesn't mean she has to be sold on those looks or appearance, but she's like, hey, this guy seems cool. He seems interesting enough. Let me give him a shot. If you don't have good presentation skills, I think no matter what you say, you will often struggle. So even if you're like saying something really just normal and strong, and you're like, hey, what's up? I saw you sitting here by the park. I wanted to come join you for a second and say hello. But you say it like with low energy and you're like, hey, so how you doing? And you're avoiding eye contact and you're speaking low and you're hedging your bets. Like, no matter what you say is going to be taken less impactfully in a positive way. So that's the first thing. Get really good at presenting yourself well, trying to get the words out well, trying to look her in the eyes, keep your body language facing her. That will make such a huge difference, and guys overlook it all the time, even though they've read it online for years. In fact, I'll do this experiment with men where we will say the same thing to people on the street or in a park or whatever, and I will show them that I will say it like with good energy, and they notice that like I get about a 70% response rate, let's say, some of the times, because inevitably people aren't interested in you or don't want to be. And they're like, well, that's because you've been doing this and you know what to do. And then all of a sudden I'll just change my presentation, my voice, my patterns of speech and eye contact, and like the response rate will plummet. So I'd say get good with the nonverbal communication first. Outside of that, there's really two ways to introduce yourself. One is kind of, they used to call it being direct or indirect, or you could call it just being forward or more situational. Being forward is just being honest about you wanting to come talk to them. So just walking over and saying like, hey, I saw you sitting here. Thought I'd come say hi and introduce myself. Or, hey, I noticed like you were checking out, the scenery here and the trees and how beautiful they are. I thought I'd come say hello. Or I noticed you over here. I thought you were really cute. I wanted to introduce myself. There's a million variations of that. Just being honest of like, I saw you here. I noticed, your style. You look like you're having a great time. I wanted to come over and see what was up. I saw you chilling here at the beach and thought I'd just like swing by and introduce myself. Just being very sincere that you came and wanted to talk to her. And a lot of guys, like, they always, in dating and pickup, always say like, you're so cute, you're beautiful, like, fine if you want to, but you don't need to be that forward. Like, it's already pretty forward and pretty ballsy to go and walk up and introduce yourself to a woman outside of like a bar environment. If it is a bar or expected environment where they're like going to, they know guys are coming to approach, like at a party or a bar, then I think you don't need to say like, I saw you over here and I wanted to introduce myself. You could just say like, hey, what's up? You look fun. Cheers. Right? Or like, hey, what's up? I wanted to, like, my name's Nick. And then talk about whatever's in the moment or whatever's on your mind, which we're going to get into situationally. So you don't need to say like, I saw you standing over here and I wanted to say hello. I think that makes sense when it's like a random environment, a coffee shop or whatever. But in a bar, you could just basically walk up and say, hey, and start a conversation. Really, I've done this for a long time, and guys want this secret approach opener and they spend years thinking about it and what to say, and I don't know what to say. And I've watched men, maybe 20,000 plus interactions, say everything and everything under the sun, and it's worked well. For situational, what that means is, I'll try to be succinct about this, trying to be in the moment when you're out and use your senses to connect to that moment. So let's say you're going on a hike. Oh no, I use that a lot. Let's say you're in the middle of a yoga class, okay? And you're in that moment and you're using your eyes, your ears, and kind of your senses in that moment, and you're thinking like, man, it's this music going on right now for yoga is not what I expected, or like, damn, I thought these poses and stuff was going to be easy, like this is totally wrecking me. And you're just connecting to your actual thoughts and observations and feelings in the moment. It could also be about what you're thinking about in the future. So you're walking around and you're like, oh, I can't wait to like, you're thinking about this trip to Bermuda, let's say. And being like, oh, I can't wait till this is all over, like get back to Bermuda. I'm going to rent a house for 2 weeks. The point is this. When you're walking out and you're in a social environment, you think about approaching women. I actually think you shouldn't be thinking about approaching women. I think you should lose yourself in the moment. You should be at the coffee shop, drinking, enjoying your latte. You should be reading news. You should be listening to podcasts. You should be hiking or playing tennis and in the moment. And then just capturing what you're actually thinking and feeling. Just being mindful. If anybody knows mindfulness practice, like we always have thoughts coming into our brain. It's just about, are you distracted in the moment, or are you just constantly like, oh, what should I say to girls? What should I say to girls? Or are you listening to your own thoughts and feelings and just saying that? And to give you some quick examples, see a girl reading on the park and you're like, oh, damn, like I love reading. I wonder what she's up to, like what she's into. Walk over and be like, hey, I saw you reading over here. Can I ask, like, what are you into? What are you reading right now? If it matters to you. I've been on retreats with coaches and guys have been like, I don't know what to say. Like, is it weird to like walk up to a random girl and talk to them at the park? And I've said like, go ask them that. Ask them like, isn't it strange that we like now think walking up to a stranger and saying hello is weird when we've always done that? Or do you think that is weird and we shouldn't be doing that? And we've started great conversations that way. So again, to recap, you can be direct and honest or situational. I think it matters more about how you say something rather than the exact context of it. I think if you're just going to be honest, you don't always have to say like, oh my God, you're so cute, but you can just say, I noticed you here. I saw you devouring that burrito. It looks awesome. I wanted to come say hello. You look really fun. Can I say hi? Can I come over and join you for a second? Or if you're situational, it's about capturing your mindfulness in the moment. You know, seeing what's going on around you, listening to the music and having thoughts about it, having a conversation with your friend and then wanting to ask someone's opinion on the subjects you're talking about, those ideas. And why is that important to go that way? Because if you're connected to it and you believe in it, then you're going to naturally get more fired up, be more expressive, not be in your head. And that goes back to, it's not about what you say, but how you say it. When you ask bullshit, you are disconnected and you come across stone-faced and anxious. Guys will be like, walk up to a girl and be like, so where can I grab a good burger around here? And it's like complete fabrication. And they're like just saying it and they're in their head and there's no emotion on their face. And they're kind of weird and ashamed of saying it. And then it doesn't land well. Really, don't overthink this too much, guys. I would tell you like, just practice volume of approaches and slowly working your way up. Like, that is going to be so much more useful than trying to spend years thinking about the right way to say something or the right way to approach. You have to push through that pain period. You have to get awkward sometimes. You have to see some women are not going to be interested in you. And then you'll gain more confidence through that, and then it'll get a lot easier. Obviously, there's ways to kind of scale up and work up to that, but that's the eventual end goal, is you can't just talk to one person one time and hope to hit it off well. You need to do this over and over and over, a little bit like any other skill. Again, we want to connect as humans, and all you're signaling is like, I'm an okay person, we can hang out, this isn't weird or threatening. Like, you can be like, does free will exist? Have you watched, like, I'm about to go binge the new thing on Netflix, like, have you heard of it? I noticed you sitting over here and doing some meditation, like, are you into self-improvement? Literally, the possibilities are endless, and like you said, it's more so the way you present yourself, and then that's just a doorway to further conversation. They don't expect you to be perfect or blow their socks off in the first 6 seconds.